introduce yourselves, guys.
Okay, I am Romario Roman, and we say our age.
Do people care for that? What should we say?
Anything. Tell us about yourselves, but this is not an interview.
Okay, so I am Romario. I'm an attorney. I don't know what more to say. It's such a wide question.
Okay.
Ask me
Loaded question. Okay, I'm Dane Smith, better known as Dane Dante. I'm a podcaster and I'm an ambassador of fun employment. Yeah, that's who I am.
Great. So tell us, how did you guys meet?
Your favorite.
So we actually, I think it was during level 5.
Was it level 5? He wants to go. We'll go with level 5 because it wasn't
It
strict.
was in the beginning. We actually mentioned it.
Yes.
But it's actually our second meeting now. We met on Wednesday for the first time for coffee, just to get to know each other before shooting this.
Exactly.
And I think you're an amazing person, man.
Oh, I didn't
Your
expect
energy,
that.
I feed off your energy.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's how we met. We were supposed to be, we were meant to fall in love.
Oh, that was the plan, at the time.
Maybe we might still fall in love. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shooting your shots.
Oh yeah. Like I am in the process of dating around, trying to find suitable suitors because
I'm single.
I'm one of Johannesburg's eligible bachelors. So yeah, let's see how things go.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay, awesome, guys.
Next week, this time we'll be in a relationship.
Are we invited to the wedding?
Wow, already? Wow. I don't know.
That's 3 months.
But people are dying. You live in the moment, right?
Yeah, that's a different take.
Welcome to the what?
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, so we are going to discuss the LGBTQ plus community. So I just want to find out from you guys, what does that mean from you? What does it mean to you guys, if anything?
I don't know what. It's obviously the community we associate ourselves with, and we were discussing this offline. Every other month there's, with the plus, there's other pronouns being added, to the community. So it's just our community. It's how we identify. I don't want to say identify because I don't identify as a gay man, but that's not who I am. No, it's just a part of of myself. I don't know.
I think for me, the community is a safe space. So I think it was created for you to fall back on and give you a sense of belonging. Because actually, the LGBTQI community is actually, I think, a relatively new community, or it only started blooming quite recently. So for me personally, it's a safe space where I can fall back on. It gives me some sense of belonging.
I think for you, yes. I don't want people to mislead them because it's new for you because you just recently came out. So that's where you find your comfort. Yeah. So and I also think South Africans are a little bit more accepting now, just South Africans, because I think the whole world has already been involved in gay rights and whatever, and embracing the community. So for us, it's very recent because of celebrities that are gay and people celebrate them. So it's also very funny that people celebrate celebrity gay personalities, but when their family members come out as gay, it's like, it's still such a taboo for them, which is just the weirdest thing. I just can't wrap my head around it. But anyway, so it is a safe community to an extent.
It can be toxic.
Yeah, then
Let's talk about that. What do you mean toxic?
Like the dynamics of being gay or bisexual or lesbian even. There's toxicity.
Yes.
There's a lot of toxicity involved, especially when it comes to like the role of a gay man, like whether you are
bottom, top,
verse.
Like
that's where a lot of toxic traits.
That as well, and gays are classists of note.
Really?
Yeah, like it's such a, I think I actively over the years stopped caring what someone does, where they live, because I'm like, that's really not important. Like those things are add-ons, that's not what makes the person. So with gay people, it really is that whole like, social status, outside of that whole top-bottom thing. And then also a lot of gay guys only want straight acting guys, and I'm like, what's the point of being gay? Like, is being gay not meant for us to express who we are and love ourselves for who we are? Now you come to me and you're like, but you're not straight acting enough. Why should I be straight acting? I'm not straight, So yeah, there's a lot of toxicity.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, tell me. So how do you guys identify yourselves?
Our pronouns.
So
My pronouns are him and he.
same.
Yeah, and I've up until a few months ago, I was not really open to even like dating someone who had other pronouns, someone who's like non-binary. But I think I've learned a lot about myself, so I've been leaning towards that, and embracing, the other gay guys for who they are, like, the whole LGBTQ plus, like, I'm really now embracing everyone for who they are, so yeah.
Can I ask you, what is your understanding of non-binary? Like,
So
what does it take for you to become a non-binary?
So I'll give an example. So someone who's non-binary could be someone that is divorcing themselves from their masculinity, where they don't want to identify as him or she. So they rather they want their pronouns to be they. So just someone who does not want to be associated with masculinity, or being called gay, or they just want So that's that.
Like for me personally, I'm somebody that would love to get into a space where I identify as non-binary. Number one is because of toxic masculinity. All the shit men do nowadays, whether it's straight or gay men, it's appalling. And then secondly, sometimes I feel feminine and sometimes I don't.
Yeah, and it's okay.
So like,
it's okay. It's okay. That's the nice thing about being gay, is that you can be who you are, who you want to be.
Whatever the fuck you want.
and you have a community that celebrates you. Because I know with the heterosexual community, you're a guy, you're a girl, and that's it. I like Romario wants to explore his sexuality, and by all means he should. So,
It's okay. It's nice.
Awesome. Okay, so now tell me, how did you guys come out to your family members, friends? How was that experience? And if I can also ask, when did that happen? How long did it take you guys to go through that?
the first one was very recent.
So mine was actually very recent. This was around February last year. So also another reason why I didn't come out was because I wasn't ready to come out, and I came out because I don't want to say I was forced to come out, but I was in a relationship at the time, and during the time I met my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend's family. I got introduced to them, and it got to a point in the relationship where it was like, you've met my family, but I haven't met your family. And during the time, the relationship was also very shaky. So I was like, okay, let me do this. Maybe it will bring some security and some stability into my relationship, right? So my parents are all the way back in KZN, and I was this side, and it was during that shaky time. So I messaged my mom, and I was like, yo, I need to tell you something, and she was like, what is it? You're stressing me, I can't sleep anymore, what's going on? And she was like, is it work, is it personal, like what is it? And I was like, no, it's personal. I don't think it's something big, but it is personal. And then she actually asked me, are you gay? And I was like, why would you say that? And she was like, no, I just have please don't take it.
Apparently moms always know.
Right? So she was like, please don't take it the wrong way. I'm just asking, like, I just want to know what's going on. And I was like, yeah, I am gay. Then she cried. So apparently she like broke out into tears. Afterwards she cried. My dad was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's wrong? Is Romario okay? Whatever. And at the time I told her, please don't tell my dad, because my dad is a pastor. And he's very religious. So I was like, don't tell him yet. I will tell him when I'm ready. I just had to tell you. So she was hysteric. She went to my brother and she asked him for advice and stuff like that. And then she came back. We had a conversation about it. She was very open about it. She was like, I'm glad you came out. It's something that I suspected and I knew. I was just waiting for you to tell me. Be that as it may, she then told my father because my dad was like, what's going on? Like, you're hysteric, or is Romario okay? Was it an accident? This way, that, and I was like, and she told him, and that's another story. I'll wait for you to discuss my dad.
Yeah, you know, parents can be. I think I'm still kind of going through the journey. I came out 12 years ago now, you know, I came out quite young. Just because I was struggling with accepting myself, and for me, I hate fighting inner demons. Like, I want to be free, that's just my personality. So I decided one day I was walking to the bus stop to go to school.
How old were you?
I was 17. And I was like, you know, because like, you know, people would call me gay, and they would, you know, and I'd get offended. But I'm like, but why are you offended? Because you are gay. Like, I think I needed to say it out loud to myself and accept the fact that I was gay for me to be comfortable with it. And that's when I had a conversation with myself. So I obviously first came out to myself, which was very important for me, and you know, just to accept myself. And then I hosted a party. I was so dramatic. My spirit so dramatic.
Did you have a coming out party?
I had a coming
Wow.
I hosted a party and I gathered my friends. I was like, guys, I'm gay, and we all cried. It was so dramatic. No. This was like it was one of those school parties where you bunk school and then you have a great time. And then I told them, and we all cried, and they were like, oh, we love you, we accept you, you know, it's okay. And then I started dating someone from another school, and then rumor got out that I was seeing a guy. I don't know why my story was like the highlight for the school. And everybody started chatting about, you know, Dane being gay, and then I also got ahead of it because then I wrote an essay, you know, coming out as well. My everyone was so involved, so like my whole school was involved with that, and then I started interacting more with, like, you know, gay culture, liking the Mr. Gay pageant page, and then my family found out through that because I was always on Facebook at the time. Then my aunt asked me, I remember I was visiting their house and my mom was there as well, and she was like, oh, I saw you you liked this page, what's going on? And I was like, yeah, you know.
But was she liking the page? How did she know you were liking the page?
Because, you know, there was a time Facebook would let people know Dane liked this.
Oh,
and,
yes,
you know.
right, yeah.
So then that's how she found out. And then my mom and I, then that very night we had the conversation. My mother was like, you know, what is this? Are you gay? And I was like, yes, I am. And she's like, no, it can't be. And it was just so dramatic. And then we both stormed out of the room.
Were they surprised?
Well, my mom was surprised, and I was shocked that she was surprised, because I'm like, we're such a great interaction, like, you know, with this mother-son relationship. It was so great. And then I thought, you know, me coming out to her would be a beautiful, you know, tears story, like Romario's like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. No, she was just like, that cannot be. And then I came out to my dad as well, and we had a conversation. And up until this day, my dad still says to me, oh wait, one day you're gonna tell me you're straight. So I was like, I say to him, I hope I'm not married by then. So like, I hope it happens soon, because I'm trying to get married soon. So I hope your dream comes true. Yeah, so, you know, it's a continuous journey, because, like, you know, dating people, bringing them home, no longer saying this is your friend, but this is your partner. So it's a work in progress. Like, but the parents will have to eventually get comfortable. But obviously family's okay with it only because it's not their son or daughter coming out. Everybody says like, oh, we love you. I'm like, if I were your child, you would not act like this.
True. I actually never thought of it that way. But yeah, as you said, like for me, like my mom's reaction, I sort of expected it, because I was like, from a young age, I used to be very flamboyant and very feminine. I used to dress in dresses, heels. I used to love playing with ladies' hair. I was in front of the mirror with makeup, and my mom saw this, but it's something that I was hiding from my dad.
Yes.
So when dad's not at home, then you're going to put on a dress. But as soon as he comes back, you're a boy.
Yeah.
But my dad's behavior and his reaction, to this day, we haven't spoken about it. He just knows that, okay, you are gay, but not... We haven't spoken about it. Okay, I understand, I accept.
But how is that for you? Because also, like, I find that a bit traumatic, where you have to hide part of yourself growing up from your dad. Like, how is your relationship with him?
With my dad? My relationship with my dad is actually more solid than my relationship with my mom. I'm actually more close with my dad than my mom. It's very weird. So for him, it was like a disappointment. I think when she told him we didn't speak until like September last year. So that was like a good couple of months.
You know, it's so crazy. Parents will rather accept a murderer before they accept a gay son.
Dude, that's what he said. He was like, if you told me you made someone pregnant.
I mean, they'd accept babies as well. Like, and they'd accept teenage pregnancy before they accept being gay. I'm like, this is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
We're not harming anyone. We are. And I hate the whole having to come up. You know, I don't want any like younger generations to have to struggle with the whole I need to come out and you know that conflict. It's a terrible process. No one should live their lives like that, you know.
So then my next question is, when do you think we'll get to a point where it's not like a coming out thing, where it's just normal, where a kid will be like, oh, I'm gay, it's like, okay, whatever, life carries on. Do you think we're getting to that point, or is still a lot of work still needs to be done?
A lot of work. I think a lot of work needs to be done, but I think it will happen with our generation.
I don't know.
Or the next. But
maybe like 3.
You think so?
Because my generation, they have kids now. I'm 28. So a lot of them have kids, and I see how they parent. Not all of them, but some, where they tell the boy child, don't do that. Don't cry, girls cry. Don't dance. You know, they still restrict their kids. So I don't think it will happen now, but like obviously if you have, you know, Dane and Romario who are examples in the family, and you kind of advocate for that, where the child should express who they are and they shouldn't be limited. I think once, because I know a lot of people are scared to kind of co-parent with their family members, and it's okay, because they always say it takes a village. So we are part of that village, and we have to also we have an influence. So if we don't play our part by kind of trying to educate the parent, and then also the child, allowing the child that freedom, it will take longer. So we are in the process. It will happen, but I don't think right now, just because of the mindset, it's still not there yet.
I still believe that it might happen in my generation.
Yeah, no, you know, we're hopeful.
Because I was actually speaking to the lady who does my nails yesterday, and I think she's in her 30s, I think, early the day. And she has 2 kids. She has a daughter and a son. They're both, the son's 7 and the daughter's 5, I think. And the son, from a very young age, she also said that he'd cross-dress. And he'd put on dresses and heels and stuff. And for him, they didn't tell him you're not allowed to do this. They allowed him to do it. What upset me and what hurt me is that he only realized it was wrong when he went to school and the other kids bullied him for having Q-tips on his nails. So
you see their parents, that's their parents. The parents said it's not good for boys to have.
You're taking away a child's innocence because he feels comfortable doing that. So she was like, school's opened, I think, in this week, and he was like, oh, mommy, please, we have PT tomorrow. I need to take my nail polish off my toes. And I was like, oh,
I know you go through that.
Such innocence being spoiled at a very young age like that. So
it's a long road, and the thing is, we need to put in the work. It is, because you know, back then when the trans community fought for gay rights, they were the ones that were pioneering, you know, the fight for gay rights. And now we're not fighting for their rights, you know. So there's so much that gay people have to do already within our community, and still then educate the heterosexual community. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and sometimes it is overwhelming. That's what I'm saying. It's going to take some time because the work that you have to put in is exhausting.
Okay, tell me, guys, are there any gay stereotypes that you'd like to change?
There's so many. But like the biggest one is
Give me
the...
5 is a lot. You said there's a lot. I have like a few.
For me, like my biggest thing is the bottom top straight acting situation. In the gay community, people immediately assume that if you're more feminine, your role is
The girl.
and then you are bottom. And if you're more masculine, you are the top. And or like as you said, every gay guy is looking for a straight acting man, or your partner should be straight acting. And then where does it leave the queens? Like,
the community itself has a lot to deal with, but it's my pronoun. Straight people getting my pronouns wrong.
yeah.
Where they'll brush it off like, oh, she, like, yeah, but you are a girl. I'm like, I'm not. I love being a man, you know. So please do address me as him, you know. So that's I hate that straight heterosexual people feel it's okay to call a gay guy a girl just because I'm a little feminine. I hate that. That's the biggest thing for me. So I would. You guys have a lot of work to do for yourself. So like, you know, educate yourselves.
But like, where do you get like the liver and the confidence to?
No, the thing is because people also there's a lack of respect, you know. So I've really also been trying to work on like setting that healthy boundary. So and I'm more comfortable with calling people out now. Like, okay, no, please don't say that because I'm not comfortable with that. You know, so just like creating, it's also up to us, and communication is a big thing all around. So we have to continuously communicate and call behavior out that we're not comfortable with, so that people know or learn on how to address us.
Cool. Okay, now guys, tell me your opinion on the queer community and straight allies.
I don't know. I like the straight allies.
Do you think we have straight allies?
But let's start. What is a straight ally?
So someone who like a straight person who advocates for our rights. We do. You know what? Last night, because I had this thing last night, and I just I could think about it, and then I realized, you know, straight people, they love having a gay friend, you know, and it's I hate that as well. I hate a lot. Yeah, like, oh, I've never had a gay best friend. Please be my friend. And I'm like, please get away from me. I don't know who you are. This is so weird, you know. And I feel like heterosexual people do things like they advocate for us because they want to be in on it. You know, they want to be. It's like white folk who have black friends. It's like I'm pro Black Lives Matter. So I'm like, but what work are you really doing? Like, where's the work? If you're an ally, which there's a lot of work you have to put in. You know, so I adore my straight friends, but I don't really want to say they're allies. They accept me obviously for who I am, but I don't see any work going into fighting for my rights.
I don't think I've met a straight.
So they are probably, but we don't maybe know them.
I'd love to meet a straight ally.
Yeah, people think they are straight, like they are our allies because they are our friends and they accept us, you know. Like a lot of straight guys always say, and it makes me so uncomfortable. They're like, oh, you know, I'm not really comfortable around gay guys, but with you, like, you know, I accept you. And I'm like, what? So I should be honored? Like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like,
that also tips me off because now you're friends with me because I'm a certain
gay, yeah.
If I was any other gay, would you still have been friends with me?
Exactly, and I must give you a gold stick. They're like, oh, thumbs up to you for. No.
That's offensive for me.
Okay, looking through your journey and where you are today, what would you tell your younger self?
Don't hide.
Yeah.
Because my younger self, like, it would have been so much easier for my dad especially to accept now that, okay, because he would have seen it from a young age, and I think the journey for me would have been a bit more easier, and I would have gotten a bit more support from him if I was just truly myself from a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would tell myself to be a little bit more patient with my parents. The biggest regret for me is the whole, with my mother especially, because I think with my dad we continuously had conversations because he was kind of patient trying to wrap his head around this whole gay thing. But I think like having more patience with my mother, trying to like, you know, like at the time, try to have explained the whole thing to her, you know. So yeah, if I were just patient with her, because I was so impatient. All I wanted was for me to say I'm gay and for her to accept it and for us to move on. But if I had been a little bit patient, you know,
it would be very nice for your parents to support you the way some of your friends support you through your journey. But as you said, a few more generations and we'll be in that space.
Yeah, I think we should have to be patient and put in the work. So I would tell myself, you know, and with a lot of things in my life, just be a little bit more patient, because I used to be like crazy. Yeah, now if I want to move cities, I want to do it now at the expense of my my health. Like just a lot. Like I was just a very impatient young gay boy. So I think because I was robbed for 17 years, I can say, of not, you know, expressing myself. So when I got the opportunity, I just ran. I was a bullet train, you know. So if I was just more patient and allowed things to unfold the way they should have, even though nothing bad happened, but if I was just a bit more patient myself, that would have been.
Okay. Do you guys have any last words or encouragement for people that are scared to come out? Any last words?
For me, it would be take your time. I was outed. Not outed, but I was sort of forced to come out twice. The first time to my friends and then the second time to my family, as I explained. So, and it's not a really nice experience for you to come out like that, but also don't delay too much to the point where you're stuck in the closet and you're unable to come out, and it might be a bit too late. So be patient with yourself, but know when you want to do it, and it should be your decision, not anyone else's. But in its entirety, the whole out concept, as we said, it's problematic in itself.
It is, yeah, and I just think, you know, they should don't be afraid to lose the people around you, because if people are if they're not going to stick with you for you are, it's okay. They probably don't need them in any case, you know. So it's okay, because I know that's people are scared to come up because they're like, what are my friends going to say, my colleagues, my family, and you know, such is life. If you have to lose family members because they don't accept you, it is what it is. You will
make peace with before. Because when I came out, I was like, I get that during this process I might lose my dad. He might not speak to me. My mom might not accept it. I might lose friends. And I was like, it's fine. I know who my actual friends are and the people that are there for me. I did have that support in place before I came out, so I knew that if I do lose anyone, there are other people to fall back on.
So yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, guys. That was amazing.
Yo, that's really amazing.
Love it. Thank you so much.